where my next film is. Okay, so I got here fairly early, so this is not your typical TIFF lineup. It's usually much longer. Like the one this morning was like fucking miles long.
Good afternoon, welcome. I'm glad I'm wearing flats. My name is Diana Sanchez. I am the programmer for the Latin American and Spanish films at the festival, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to the screening of SHREW'S Nest, which has world premiered here at the festival. This is a very scary, creepy movie. I'll warn you. It's a lot of fun. It's produced by filmmaker Alex de la Iglesia, who I'm sure a lot of you know. He's had a lot of films here at the festival. It is the feature debut of two new filmmakers from Spain, who I have with me here today. Please welcome Esteban Roel and Juan Fernández for SHREW'S Nest.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, we are not speaking English very well. Sorry for that. We are very, very, very happy to be here with this, our first film, and we are very. We are shaking. And well, Juan Pedro, if you want to say something, he is going to speak in Spanish or not?
I think this is catastrophic. It's an honor to stay here. It's the second screening of the film. Tomorrow was very well.
Yesterday. Is the world premiere in Toronto?
Yes, this is the first time in the history. And we are very, very excited because this festival is fantastic. This city is fantastic, and the audience is fantastic. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Friday, and look at this. In Spain, nothing. In Spain, all the people drink wine and beer, and sour. But we want you enjoy our work. We make with a lot of love and a lot of love, and I don't know how much to say.
Yeah, well, we'll be back for the Q&A. Afterwards, we'll have a chance to talk with the audience.
Okay.
And and vote for the People's Choice Award, the Girls People's Choice Award. And that's it. Enjoy the film.
Enjoy the film, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey guys. Okay, so this is my review of SHREW'S Nest, which was a Spanish film, and I've got the info up here. It was directed by two guys. I know I'm going to botch the pronunciation here, but I'm going to give it a go. Juan Fernández and Esteban Roel. And the main actress in this movie was named Macarena Gomez. And let me tell you, she made this movie. She was incredible. I could not take my eyes off her. I thought she was really, really great in this movie. So this was like a psychological thriller. It was about two sisters who live alone in this apartment, and they're seamstresses. And Macarena, or her character, is named Montez. Her name is Montez in the film. She's like this master seamstress, and she's agoraphobic. She cannot leave her apartment. She goes one step outside her apartment and she vomits. I mean, she is like housebound, completely housebound. And she has a younger sister who I do not believe is named in the film. She keeps referring to her as the girl or honey or whatever. But anyway, she's like a young woman. And okay, so there's a lot of like twisted psychology going on here. Their mother died Montez tells her younger sister that their mother died giving birth to her, to the younger sister. So she raised her. And she's very, very, very protective of her, and she's ultra religious. There's crucifixes everywhere, and, you know, they're saying prayers, and she's dressed very, very, you know, almost like a nun, you know, very, very conservatively and primly and all that. And the younger sister is very, you know, she's very pretty, young girl, you can tell she's not like that at all. And one day, the older sister, Montez, is watching from the window while her sister is down on the ground below, and she's talking to this guy, and she kisses him on the cheek or something. And she comes back home and says, "Hi, I'm home." And then she's like, "Oh, where have you been? And who are you with?" And, you know, she tells her that she went to the cemetery to put flowers on their mother's grave. She's like, "Oh, don't lie to me. I saw you." And so she gets her to kneel down, and she what do you call that? Canes her hands or something like that, and her face, and, making her say prayers and stuff. So, you know, there's like control there, right? Like she's threatened by the thought of her younger sister leaving her all alone in this apartment, and she's like in her, I guess, late 30s, early 40s, something like that. And, so that's like the main kind of thing running through the movie, like this control, this fear that she has. She can't leave her apartment. She's afraid that her sister is going to leave her. She's going to leave when she meets some guy or something. And she's got all these problems. She has hallucinations also. She has hallucinations about her father who abused her when she was a young girl. And she's always there's always like, she's having these hallucinations about him seeing her, and he's berating her all the time. And you're worthless, you're ugly, and you're stupid, and, I wish, like, you'd never been born. And so, like, there's all these scenes where, she keeps, kind of having all these memories of him saying these things to her, or she's actually just kind of daydreaming about them in the present. And so this is, like, this sort of general, like, kind of, like, theme going on in the apartment. And there's this one lady, one of her clients, who comes to her to get a dress made, and she has a doctor husband, and she's trying to help her and say, "Listen, Montez, I told you my husband is a doctor. He'll treat you," because she knows about her condition, that she has this agoraphobia. And she brings her, like, these drops, which turn out to be morphine, and says, "Well, when you can't sleep, here, try a couple of these, but don't abuse it. It can become addictive," which, of course, she becomes addicted to this stuff. But she's like, "Oh, my husband can treat you. He can help you. You've got to get out this apartment. Your sister's not going to be here forever." And so she's trying to help her. But she doesn't really, take it too seriously. So anyway, into the mix one day comes this very, very handsome guy who's pounding on the door. And, she opens the door, and he, like, falls down. He's got blood on his head, and he says, "Oh, I fell down the stairs. Can you help me?" And then he passes out in front of her door. And she's, like, freaking out, and like, "Oh my God, what do I do?" Eventually, she falls down on the floor and is, like, looking at this painting, this religious painting of Jesus, like, reaching down to help some beggar or something. So I guess she's thinking to herself, well, this is the Christian thing to do. So she drags this guy in her house and brings him into the bedroom. And, just kind of keeps him there. And this movie kept reminding me of the movie Misery, with Kathy Bates and James Caan, where, she keeps him, based on the Stephen King novel, where she keeps him, like, in the bed, and he's all injured, and she splints his legs and all that stuff herself, because she was a nurse. And it's the same thing here, like, he broke his leg, so she does this homemade splint on him, even though she tells him that she had a doctor come, but she lied. So anyway, at first, she doesn't tell her sister that this man is there, but then I guess she ends up finding out and saying, yeah, well, this guy came to the door, and he was hurt, so I'm taking him in, and, I'm taking care of him and stuff. And so she ends up kind of, like, developing this crush on him, and I guess kind of feeling like a woman for the first time in her life, like she actually wants to have a normal life. Normal life for this woman is just completely, out of bounds, I guess, because things just go completely haywire. I'm not going to divulge all the details of the plot. All I will say is that this woman has a lot of psychological problems, and it's quite a bloodbath. There's quite a bloodbath in this movie towards the end. People end up, getting killed, and it was really, I mean, it was a really entertaining film. It was quite suspenseful. You know, really kind of like, it was very well done. Very well done. I liked this movie a lot. It was creepy. It was, and the actress, like I said, the actress who played Montez, Macarena Gomez, the directors were at the screening, and they came out and did the intro and Q&A afterwards. And they were saying that apparently she is like a very major actress in Spain, but she's like a sitcom actress or something. And I would never have known that she was a sitcom actress, because she was like super dour, you know, super serious, super like ultra dramatic, you know. And they were saying that she really wanted to do a dramatic role, and I guess she read the script and she wanted to play this woman, so she got the part, and she just did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed. She stole the show. She completely stole the show. The other actress who played her sister was good too, but you know, no, sorry. This was totally Macarena Gomez. This was totally her movie. The guy in the movie, this guy Carlos, the handsome guy that she keeps in the bed, he was just basically eye candy. You know, very good looking guy. You know, he's there to be the man. And, hang on a sec. Okay, sorry, got interrupted there. So yeah, basically the man, like the guy that she's keeping captive in this bed and taking care of, he's just kind of like secondary, you know. This movie really, the main focus of this movie is the relationship between these two women, and you know, the desire of the younger sister to break away from her and get her freedom and get away from her, because she knows how troubled, how disturbed her older sister is. And that's really what this movie is about. It's the power struggle and the control thing going on between the two of them. And yeah, but I just really thought that Macarena Gomez was wonderful in this movie. I very much enjoyed her. I thought she did a fantastic job playing this woman. It was very well done. It was very well done. Great thriller. You know, it'll keep your attention if you like, you know, kind of like movies that keep you, you know, kind of on the edge of your seat a little bit, and you know, wondering what's going to happen next, and, you know, you like the occasional woo-woo scare. I think you will really enjoy this movie, and I would highly recommend it. It was a very good film. And one of the directors, I don't know which of the guys it was, whether it was Juan Fer or Esteban, which guy it was, but he came out wearing this really cool Hitchcock shirt, this black t-shirt with Alfred Hitchcock, with the picture of Alfred Hitchcock's face on it. And I could really kind of see, like, tributes, you know, like homage to Hitchcock in this movie, you know, like the whole psychological thing, right? Because so many of Hitchcock's movies were psychological, you know, based on all these psychological things. And this movie was completely all about that, you know, this woman who had these two sides to her. There was this side of her that was very kind and sweet, because she really loved her younger sister, and you know, she was always, you know, she apologized, you know, not that excuses her behavior, of course, but, you know, whenever she'd go off the handle and beat her or, you know, berate her or stuff like that, she'd always say, "Can you please forgive me? I'm just trying to protect you. I love you so much, and you're my whole life," and stuff like that. And she had this and when she's taking care of this guy, you know, she's being really gentle with him and caring with him, so, you know, that was her, like, good side. And then when this, like, when this other side of her came out, this darker side that I guess was, you know, born when she had been abused by her father and just completely messed her up, you know, when that side of her came out, she was two different people. So that's really what this movie was about. It was about her specifically, her and her psychological problems, and the relationship between her and her sister. And the sister is struggling to break free of her and, you know, kind of have her own life. And, yeah, but it was a really good film. Very enjoyable. I would highly recommend this film if you guys get a chance to see it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that review. I'm only seeing one movie tomorrow. Hang on, and I'm going to check and see what it is. I think it's at 3:45. Yeah, it's Duktar. Duktar, it's an Indian film about, a woman who was a child bride, and now her daughter is going to become a child bride. So Yeah, so that I'm seeing tomorrow. That's the only one I'm seeing tomorrow, and I will review it as soon as I get home and get it up for you guys. Okay, so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you back here. Please subscribe and check out all the rest of my TIFF reviews. There are going to be many more coming. Okay, thanks guys. Bye for now.